Okay, year 7. So this is a video to introduce today's work. Today's work is on coordinates. We did a little bit about coordinates before Christmas. We read some coordinates off a grid, and then they turned into letters, which spelled out words and then Christmas songs. And today we're going to be doing a little bit of drawing coordinates, so another skill involving coordinates. Now, the instructions for the task are, for each of these questions, you need to draw an answer grid. The x-axis, so that's the across one, needs to go from -6 to 6, and the y-axis, that's the up and down one, needs to go from -10 to 10. So that's sort of what this looks like. Use the squares in your book, and you can see here in the x-axis, so going across, it goes to 6 to -6. And going up and down in the y-axis goes from 10 to -10. You're going to be given a series of coordinates, and you have to plot the coordinates, and then there's going to be a gap or a new line, and that means that that section of coordinates is its own little shape. You join up each section, but you don't join section to section. That's a little bit confusing, so I'm going to show you a little example, and this will also serve as a reminder about coordinates. So here's two parts of a shape or a picture, and you can see here this gap after 0, 2 and before -2, 0. That signifies that the first 4 sets of coordinates and the second 4 sets of coordinates, they're different parts of the shape. So if I was doing this task, what I would do is I would plot the first 4 coordinates. So you can see -4, -2, -1, 2, -1, 1, and 0, 2. So that's 4 across to the left of -4 and then down to -2. That's 1 left and 2 up for -1, 2. -1, 1 is 1 to the left and 1 up. And 0, 2 is 0 across and just 2 up. They need to be joined up in the order that they're there. So join them up would look like this. It's like a little zigzag shape. And then the second part is a separate shape. So it doesn't get joined to this. It would just be separate. So -2, 0, -1, 0, -1, -1. And then it says -2, 0 again. That's the same as the first one, we've already drawn it. But that lets you know that the shape has to be closed up and shaded in. It says shade in. So that's what I do. I'd join them up. So I go from -2, 0 to -1, 0, then down to -1, -1, and then back to -2, 0, closing up the shape, shading it in. And then you'll have a bunch of these, and they'll all go in the same grid, and that way you will have a picture at the end of it. Okay, so these are the 2 pictures I want you to draw. So you'll have to draw each one on a separate grid. I'm hoping everybody will have enough time to draw at least the first one, and some people have time to draw the second one as well. It says to shade in at certain points. Those shapes are closed up ones, and the other parts which don't say shade in, they're just going to be sort of line sections. It'll make a picture, you can photograph it, you can upload it, and that's your task for today. Now, what I want everyone to realize is I will be available in the chat if you need some help. And this PowerPoint, if you want to go through it a little bit more slowly, will be available in the Files tab called Coordinate Shapes. Okay, so that's everything from me today. I'll see you in chat if you need a little bit of help.